6 points from 2 home games in 4 days against Hereford and Gateshead. It's 3-0 tonight for the Robins, and we're talking to Altrincham Manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, very, very professional performance tonight. You must be absolutely delighted.
I am. I think you've absolutely summarised it with your question. A really professional performance. The lads were superb, carried out the instructions, executed the tactics superbly, as they have done for the last 2 months. Unfortunately, there've been a lot of cup games, so obviously our league position hasn't been great, but that gives us a little bit of breathing space now with regards. We've really been disappointed we've not been able to move. We're winning on Saturday, so I think that takes us up to about 15th now. So again, we're looking up the league rather than behind us, which unfortunately you're always going to do when you're in the position we were.
Gateshead don't score too many, but they've only conceded 12 goals in the league before tonight, so to score 3 goals against them is quite an achievement.
Yeah, they're a really good outfit. You can tell they're well drilled, and they should be when they're full time. So we knew we'd have a tough test tonight. We knew there wouldn't be a great deal in it. And as I said, the lads executed what we asked them to do under really tight conditions, because they put a lot of pressure on us at times in possession and out of possession. They worked really hard. We knew we'd have the lion's share of the ball, and I felt we used it really well. We didn't go gung-ho, which we can have a tendency to do now and again when teams allow us to have the ball. We were really composed, and we chose at times when to probe and when to go forward. So overall, really pleased with that.
The first goal came from a free kick. I'm sure Mike Williamson will be very disappointed with the way his side defended.
Well, that's for him to look at that, but for me, I was really happy with the way we pressed and probed and took our chances. So we recognised that they do like to play out like ourselves at times, and we felt we had an opportunity to pinch the ball high up, which we did for Jordan's goal. Really intelligent bit of pressing there from Jordan, Hanks and Willow, who eventually intercepted the ball and played Jordan through. So really pleasing that the lads could sort of recognise the situation they were in and press when they needed to press, but also be compact when we needed to be that way as well, because they did have possession of the ball at times, and they've got ability to beat a man all round the pitch, so we had to be aware of that. And I felt our overloads were just as good defensively as they were offensively tonight.
The second goal, it was, as you say, a wonderful ball through, but very clever finish from Jordan.
Yeah, he took it really well, but that's what he does. I said on Saturday, that's what Jordan does. He scores goals. When he's through, you fancy him 9 times out of 10 to finish, and he did tonight.
And then early in the second half, we got a penalty, and Josh has taken it very, very confident.
Yeah, he looked supremely confident, didn't he? I mean, I remember the penalty he took here to send us through last year to Chorley, and just before he took it, I think his comments to me or his dad's comments to me, he doesn't normally score penalties, which I wasn't very aware of. But listen, he's just, what can you say about Josh Hancock? I think when Josh Hancock plays well, we play well, to be honest. He's absolutely, when he's on it, I don't think there's a better number 10 in the league. In fact, I know there's not. I think he's absolutely outstanding. The work rate that he puts in as a number 10 is phenomenal. People don't see that. He's always top of the charts on the GPSs. He works his socks off, and people don't associate that with forward-thinking players. But he's honest as the day's long. He's rock solid, but his quality's undoubted as well.
I thought defensively we were outstanding tonight. You must be as delighted with the clean sheet as you were with all of the goals. And Toby Malarkey's come in and hasn't really put a foot wrong, and he's got his first goal for Altrincham.
No, I did mention that to James as he's come in. Obviously, James was late today with being in an accident. He wasn't in an accident, but there was a car accident that prevented him getting here on time. So I think James has looked at that, and he's told me he's going to be setting out 3 hours before the game next time. So when you've got competition like that, it's fantastic. I've been saying all the way through that I've got no problem playing Toby. It's just the fact that James and Tom have played so well. But you can see Toby there's really staked a claim going into Saturday now, and that's what the lads have got to do. They've got to take their opportunities when they come. Look at Sean Densmore. He's come into the team and not looked back. And that's what we need. We need players to do that. Tom Pears unfortunately picked up a little niggle, and Luke Wall's come in and done very well, and we need them players to keep putting pressure on, because if they don't, they'll be watching football and nobody wants to do that.
And very important to get the 6 points from these 2 home games, or the 2 league games, because we've got 3 cup games coming up. So we can forget about the league now for a couple of weeks and concentrate on the FA Trophy, the FA Cup and the Cheshire Senior Cup.
Yeah, some massive games coming up, isn't there? So it was really important that we refocused on the league. We did that. the lads have come through with flying colours, as they have for the last 2 months. And now we've got to go again in the cups because we want to fight on all frontiers, and we're doing that at the moment. So it's important that we go really positive, because we know, when I said this before, we've got to have one of our best games to beat York City. I know they're not top now, but they're probably the strongest team in the league with players they've got, the management team, the budget, the fans they've got behind them. So we've got an absolute mountain to climb again to go there, but we're going there full of confidence. We'll have a game plan as we did when we went last time, and then it'll be refocusing again and on to Portsmouth.
And we're going to York, and possibly they might play a stronger side than they might have done if they'd beaten Curzon-Ashton on Saturday, because all of a sudden they've hit a little bit of a dip. So I think their manager is really, Steve Watson's really going to want to make sure that they get something from Saturday's game.
Well, he's a winner, and that's why York are doing well, because they reflect the manager's mentality, and you can see that since he's gone in, he's turned the place round. I've got nothing but respect for what Steve's done in the game, and obviously what he's done at York, but we'll be going there and we won't be giving them that much respect. We'll be making sure that we are fully focused on what we do rather than what they can do, and I'm sure he would have been 100% going out to beat us, because nobody wants to get in the position where they're on a bit of a losing run. So they'll be fully focused on what they've got to do. We certainly will. We've got everything to play for. We want to do well in the FA Trophy, and we want to kick on in the FA Cup.
And it will be decided on the day. Both clubs have agreed if it's level after 90 minutes extra time and penalties. And I think that does suit both clubs.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, we both looked at it. We're miles behind. I think us and Gateshead have played the least amount of games, so that was a catch-up game for both teams there. Thankfully, we took all the points, and looking at the York City game, nobody really needs a replay with regards what we've got coming up in terms of the Portsmouth game, and obviously their season. They want to obviously be at the top end of the table for as long as possible, so it wasn't in either club's interest to sort of have that replay.
9 games unbeaten now, and it does seem a long time since that very sorry afternoon at Kidderminster.
Yeah, it does, and I think we had that same official, so I was hoping that we didn't have the same luck, which we didn't. We were miles off it at Kidderminster and really let ourselves down that day, but as you said, it was a long time ago, and it's important that we just look forward and not look back.
That's the thoughts of Altrincham manager Phil Parkinson there as the Robins put together 2 wins on the bounce at home in 4 days at the J Davidson Stadium, and that puts us in 15th position, 6 points behind Brackley Town in the final promotion playoff place with a game in hand.